Are you ready? Oh, sorry, you caught me practicing like that. Nice to meet ya! It's Prison Mike! What's going on, hot stuff? You know how we do it here. So, I thought I'd give you a chance to prove yourself better than the rest. Nowhere else but UA! Come on, what's it gonna be? Thanks for tuning in, though. It's been a long day, and sometimes I just go at it without even thinking about it. Oh, yeah! Today's gonna be a good one. We're going to have a match with... Oh. I guess there's nothing on today's menu. Well, what am I going to do? I'm an announcing hero, and there's no crime in sight. So, I guess I'm going to be really bored. Unless you... what's your name again, kid? The amazing... I can't pronounce that! All my years of announcing names and I still can't get it. Oh well, you'll understand when you're older. Now it's time for you to follow me! You were bored, weren't you? So it's time to make today even more special. Let's make it a spicy one for the crowds! Yeah! Now you understand what you're getting involved in. Unless you don't understand, in which case I can explain it to you. Because you looked bored, I decided to help you out. It's very simple, really. I'm going to entertain you today, so feel super lucky. I, your resident Prison Mike, am going to show you why they say, oh yeah, every time I'm in the room. No, I'll sign autographs later. You seriously want to talk to me? You've got some guts, kid, or some eardrums on you. Either way, I like your spunk. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, that's it. You're sounding mighty like one of my old buddies, telling me to shush. I don't know the word. Let me hear you say, hey. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. You have an understanding, don't you? You know what it means to be proud and loud, just like me. Maybe not quite as good as me, but that's okay. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna woo you with my amazing voice. Oh, sorry about that one. It was a little off key. What could it be? Someone sabotaged my vocals! That's not good, folks. It could inhibit my crime-fighting ability or worse, make someone bored. Oh, no, we wouldn't want any of that, especially with a lot of people suggesting that I'm the betrayer of UA! And they couldn't be more wrong! And we're just going to change the subject conveniently! How's it going there? What was your name again? Oh, silly me, forgetting a name! That's not like me! Maybe I'm an imposter, like Toga Himiko! Just kidding. Maybe I should have kept it mellow. I might just have to make a change to how I'm doing my small talk, as it seems to be getting me in trouble. So, what's your story there, hot stuff? I'm not the best when it comes to anything other than announcing, talking, and being the coolest cat on campus. Of course, we're not on campus, so I need to know who you are. I just happen to make this introduction to everybody. Of course, I can't just do it for, large crowds of people unless I'm announcing I'm going there and stopping my teaching at UA. But after all, I could at least give you some time doing this. Too loud for you? I wonder if we'd really get along if that's the case. I'm just kidding with you. Nothing of the sort. I wouldn't dream of making somebody who's my fan let down. I'm gonna make sure you get your money's worth, even though you didn't pay a cent. Don't hang on those pennies. Besides, I've got more where that came from. I could advertise at you my newest commercial deal, but I don't really want to bore you, so I'm gonna give you this instead. Oh, thank you very much. I wouldn't want you to get bored on me. I'm gonna admit that was kinda nasty, but instead of admitting it, I'm just gonna show you how cool I can be. After a lot of this and a lot of that, why don't I show you why I'm the best hero around to be friends with? Or maybe more, 'cause I'm totally lonely. Did I just say that out loud? Well, that's because I have no shame. You betcha you got the present Mike who wears his feelings on his sleeve. Look at me. After all, as confident as I am, sometimes the loneliness does get to me. I'd imagine it's just like that for anyone. But I prefer to look on the bright side of things. Can I get an applause? No, tough crowd. Then again, you probably only have known me on the television. You've probably seen my advertisements and my fame and are just stunned by my amazement. Isn't that right, adoring fan? You've never heard of me? No, that just won't do. I might just have to educate you. But are you sure you're ready to hear for someone this cool? You probably never met someone like me. After all, I've got all the moves. Trust me, it says it right here on my suit. Nobody ever sees it because it's on the inside, but all I need to do is flip out my collar. As for what you were wondering earlier, of course I'm a superhero. Someone who's one of the top heroes of the world, as long as you count it as commercial gains. But I won't bore you with that. Instead, let's get to know you, lucky contestant number 1, who's going to get the knowledge today. What would you like to know about me? Anything that jumps out? My hairstylist? My, singing voice? I don't know. It's all about to come down, and as long as you don't think that I'm someone like a boomer or something, of course I'm not. I wouldn't dream of being one of those oldies. I'm just a goodie. And so that's how you are. It's good to know there's someone else who's not afraid to get their hands dirty when they're talking about something. You gotta know how to step out of your own and step into the vulnerable area in order to really expose those feelings in front of the mic. Now, let me be your figurative mic, and why don't you tell me all about who is listening? I would have never guessed that, but I'm also really impressed that you were so honest. Provided you are being honest, but I'm a pretty good judge of character, so we're gonna have to go with yes! The answer is yes, the audience polls are in, and we've got a winner! Now, why don't you tell me now, what is it going to be? Would you like to go in door number 1, or would you like door number 2? Door number 1, of course, has a special value of spending time with me. Of course, door number 2, and you can walk your merry way and leave this weirdo to his devices. If you want the truth about all this, I'm just compensating for my nervousness. I'm not usually this nervous around people, but most people don't catch my eye like you have. So, I suggest door number 1. That way you could be the lucky winner of my attention. and an all-expense-paid afternoon of fun. Especially going out and eating somewhere and going to the park. It sounds notoriously like other dates, but it's twice as cool and twice as free. Now, what do you say we go and have a good day together? I'll make sure to pay for everything so you don't need to worry. This magnate of a man wants to show you something. It is my... Drumroll, please. And here we go. A wonderful, look inside the heart of a open mic. I like to call it open mic night because I'm going to be putting myself out there. There's a lot of me that people don't get to usually see, but I want to share it with you because you're just so darn cool. What am I saying? You're just a stranger who caught my eye. But it's still better than most. I tend to overcompensate, so sorry about that. Sometimes I get a little carried away. It's just because, well, you've shown me more attention than most people do. As if they see me in the streets, they're usually too intimidated to do much of anything. Instead, you've stayed longer than 99.999% of others around. That makes you a cut above the rest. But I suppose that's only half of it. You still haven't decided which door to take. So why don't I help you? Go with door one, go with door one. And for an easy payment of 0, go with door number one for the free date. And to make this guy super happy and feel like $1,000,000, no, like $1 billion. If you want me to feel amazing, all you gotta do is just go through that door. No pressure though, don't go through it if you don't want the side effects of maybe making me feel like $1,000,000 and making you feel like $1,000,000 and possibly falling in love with me because I'm totally into love. I've just never found anyone who could keep up with me. The madness of my job and my passion and my loudness always scared away the competition, so I just decided, no way, it's not for me. But in a daring twist of events, there you were, you stood and you stayed in a weird, strange twix of fate. I can't understand, but I definitely want more. I want to know how deep the rabbit hole goes and understand you. So, this announcer wants you to make your choice. No hurry. Take your time now. No, really, take your time. I promise I won't get antsy or even waste a moment of your time if you go through door number 2, though I may sing you a serenade of my saddest song. Bars? I got those. Oh, do I? I've got bars for days. Someone said I looked like an unsalted peanut the other day, and I told him, well, guess what? You're only half right, because you missed out on all the other nutrients I got, like my beautiful voice. He thought I missed the point, but I thought I got it right spot on. And you can be the judge. Why don't you decide? And oh, door number 1 it is. In all, I think you've been quite the amazing contestant. However, I wouldn't want you to think this is just some kind of game to me. No way, Jose. I don't do games like that, and I don't play. I've never actually felt too much for anyone else ever since I had my heart broken all those many years ago. So, it's your choice if you trust me, but I'd really appreciate a chance with you. You've got the looks and the skills, because, honestly, I've never met someone like you, and I want to see what you're like. So in a nutshell, I'd really like to take you on that date now and wait, silly me, you already chose door number 1, so why don't we get a move on? So I gotta ask, what made you the coolest cat I've ever seen? Pick door number 1. Ho, we've got an interesting one right here. I didn't expect someone to be quite so open and honest about this. You've got the moves and magic. Perhaps I'm still a bit too announced, but that's okay. Besides, I'd like to give you something to remember me. Here's a rose picked right from today. I picked it off a villain I just took down. No matter what I try, I always have to be that guy who stands up and composes himself, and yet here I am letting the walls fall down. Thanks for tuning in to me, though. I couldn't have even imagined what would have happened if you didn't. I think I'd be sulking for the rest of the day, and that wouldn't have been too pretty, I'm telling you. But still, can't let this keep us down because you chose the right one. Now, why don't we go to the loudest, proudest restaurant in town? We can make it something else and be the talk of the town. Thanks for tuning in to me. I wouldn't have expected someone as awesome as you to, because you're way too amazing for that. Why I saw you as something like that? Well, it's quite simple. I've always been a solo wolf, and I've been on my own for so long. It's not because I've not had admirers, but nobody seems to understand. They don't look at me like that. They see the money and not the man. Oh, baby, I want to show you the man, not just my money that I've earned. Of course, I didn't want to even mention it, but sometimes I feel like that's what makes you special. You don't seem to see me as just an object. You like to see people as more, don't you? Something about the way, the look in your eyes. It just tells me that there's more to you. More that you have. Besides, you've been keeping it mellow this entire time. You didn't freak out at all when I was advertising at you or any of it. Made me feel like I was $100 million. I keep saying it's about the money, but it's not. It's about that look in your eyes. Now here we are at the coolest cats club. No, that's literally the name of it. Why don't we go in and catch a table? Is it a table for 2? You betcha! Table for 2 at the VIP section! Where's the VIP section again?
You know where it is! The VIP section's over there, man! It's just 3rd day on the job! Get with it! Why I gotta keep helping you?
I'm sorry, boss. I'll do better next time. Right this way.
That's what I'm talking about! Fast service with a faster restaurant with better stuff. You can bet on it. Oh, going forward, let's get into these seats. After you, my love. Oh, it's perhaps a bit too early to say that, but my guest of honor. Of course, I know you're just getting to know me, but you've made a big difference already by giving me a chance. A lot of people wouldn't have done the same because they just don't see me as someone to give a chance. They think that I'm just some kind of talking head on the screen. Nobody could see past that personality. It's mostly real, my personality, mind you, but some of it's just a little exaggerated. As you can see by today, I've got a lot more to me, I hope you can see. As for the rest of it, I'll have to enlighten you as to why they make me this way. Well, I kind of got on a fast lane to being in the radio field of heroes, but particularly my voice always carried. I was good at doing that much, but sometimes my words still didn't reach the ears of anyone I wanted them to. You're the first exception in many, many, many years. No, I'm not going to say that I'm desperate or anything, but it certainly was a breath of fresh air. As for this little date that we have, outing, it was something that I was almost not going to even try, but somehow you gave me the courage by even showing me the attention, that you paid attention to what I was saying and everything. That makes more of the difference than anyone else could have done. I'm touched. It makes my life feel like it's worth it. I feel 110% better and also want to get to know you on a more personal level. Oh, you can't even begin to understand how interested I am. Why don't you tell me everything, starting with where did you come from? Where are you going? What's your quirk and why are you interested in contesting for this man's attention? I see. So it really was something like that. You've got yourself a colorful past, and that's saying something considering my own. Well, regardless of that, I think that you should be proud of who you are. You've done more than most would, and are also a hero to me. I don't usually consider others too great of heroes because I've got so many great heroes right next to me. So it's rare that I see someone who competes with that, but you are a special exception. I couldn't dare say that you're less. Oh, hell no. I can only say that one because we're off air. As for the rest of it, I'm just glad to have your attention, let alone your listening. So, my next question is, what will you get off the menu? Huh? Same here. It seems even our taste buds are in tune. Guess we'll have to make sure they make sweet sounds later when we sing together in karaoke. Actually, we could do that right now while we're waiting. Since this is a karaoke club, you get your food and your sings on. Please allow me to go first. I'll give you an example of how I could make this wonderful song, I'm a Little Teapot, into a metal concert dream. Followed by a presentation of a brand new song just debuting from my new hit single, OK Boomer. I hope you're prepared, because your ears are going to be in need of recovery, girl, after this performance, because it will be so groundbreaking that your eardrums commit seppuku. Now, without further ado, let's get this party started! I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. I'm a very special teapot, yes it's true. Here's an example of what I can do. I can turn my handle into a spout, tip me over and pour me out. And now what you've all been waiting for. Okie dokie boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer! Whatever you say, boomer! Okay, boomer! Whatever you say, boomer! Okay, boomer! Whatever you say, boomer!
Thank you all so much for your loving applause and your understanding of my art of singing. There is no one who's better, but I'll give the mic to my lovely assistant and lovely special guest. Go ahead and slay them!
What a performance that was! I never thought you had it in you to belt it out like that! You made my boomer song look like, well, a boomer song! But that's not all! You made my heart flutter, and it's time for food! Why don't you tell me how it tastes, because mine tastes really good! I think it's one of the best things ever, and we get to enjoy the same meal over and over. At least if you want some of mine. If you happen to finish yours, it's totally alright because there's more where that came from. Now let's give a round of applause for my special guest and lovely karaoke champion, the amazing, the incredible, the challenger. How'd you like that one? Everyone in the room can see how awesome you are now. You're in it with the big league. I hope you've enjoyed our date today because it's made a difference in my life, and it's also made me understand how much of a different person you are. You understand the finer details and can keep up with my pace. No one's ever been able to do that before. Color me impressed, because no one's ever even begun to understand. They usually just drop it as that weird guy who can talk all these loud voices and sing like a god. But that's just the other things. I'm still a man at the end of the day, and with you, I want to be your man. And that's it, the confession of a lifetime. How will you take it? I want you to understand that this is not just for show. This is not just a one-time thing. This is a deal of the century just for you. No one else can take it. For a limited time only, you can be my love, and we can paint this town with karaoke madness and show them what a teapot is really made of. Never fear, you will never be a boomer in this place because you've got the presence of a performer. You've got what it takes to get in my heart, but do you have what it takes to stay there? What is your answer? Don't feel pressured because this is a deal that will last until a while from now. I just want you to know, as much as all this may sound like it's just a gimmick, not a single thing is fake. I'm giving you my all because I don't want you to think I'm like the rest of those guys. I'm different than all the rest. After all, I've got the best of the best. No one can compete with my boomer energy. Oh, sorry, that came out wrong. My Gen, XYZ energy. Oh, you think it sounds like a dad joke now? You should see when I'm going. I can do dad jokes better than anyone, and that's just 'cause I'm full of youth and energy. But I'm also a performing artist, so it's okay. Now, to finish things up for the night, I just wanted to say a hearty thank you for coming out with me, even in the first place, even if you choose never to abide by my once-in-a-lifetime offer. I want to thank you for coming with me to this date, as my guest. There's been nothing better in my life except for you, and that makes me feel like today was meant to be my one chance at a lot of things. And if it doesn't work out, I'll just keep on looking. You've inspired me to try again, because I thought it wasn't for me. I thought it was for everyone else, and that I didn't need someone as my partner, but you've changed that, and you've given me a new outlook on life that I never thought I could have. So I have to big thank you for that one, and give you a big pat on the whoa, because I like to hit the whoa. Now that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. You've got it going on now. And I don't just mean your looks. You've got a brain between those eyes. And that's saying something considering it's like a galaxy inside them. So why don't you tell me, how does it feel to have a date with the one and only man of magic? Microphone magic, that is. So let's get going and have the rest of our date outside. Enjoy your meal, honey, because it will be the best one you've ever had.